The Bermuda Triangle, where sailors and aviators sign up to play a never-ending game of hide-and-seek. But if you thought that notorious patch of the sea was mysterious, wait until you see the other mysterious locations our planet is home to that are even more unique. Prior spikers dasher, dikeskree, piker danin, on, and then that, done downright baffling. From an island that lures ships to their destruction to the supernatural zone of silence found in a Mexican desert, let's investigate some strangeness-filled places that are even more mysterious than the Bermuda Triangle. Whoa, Devil's Sea. Since the early 1950s, the infamous Bermuda Triangle has struck fear into the hearts of countless seafarers and flight passengers. Over 50 ships and 20 airplanes are said to have mysteriously vanished in this vast tropical area in the northwestern Atlantic Ocean. While the more imaginative theorists claim these disappearances were caused by alien abductions or even energy beams from the lost city of Atlantis, most reputable sources argue they're simply the result of piloting errors in bad weather. Not to mention, this region of the world has especially high levels of sea and air traffic, so it makes sense that the frequency of incidents there would be relatively high. But while these explanations might apply to the Bermuda Triangle, there's an even more perilous oceanic triangle that's been bewildering maritime historians for decades. The Dragon's Triangle is a large area in the Pacific Ocean south of Tokyo, where hundreds of ships have reportedly gone missing since the 1940s. One report about the triangle claims that in 1955, the Japanese government sent a large research vessel into the area to investigate these disappearances, only for it to sail straight into oblivion itself, never being seen again. While the Dragon's Triangle is often considered a supernatural hotspot, it turns out that many of the ships that went missing there were simply small, vulnerable fishing boats with no radio systems. Plus, the supposedly missing government research vessel was actually sent to investigate a prominent undersea volcano within the Dragon's Triangle area. The fact is that this ship sank due to an eruption of that very volcano in 1952, not 1955, as one book claimed. Still, there's little doubt that this stretch of ocean, also known as the Devil's Sea, is highly dangerous. The seabed here has an unusually high abundance of undersea volcanoes and methane deposits, which can cause literal underwater explosions and affect the buoyancy of boats, resulting in sinkings. That being said, I guess that story is probably what the undersea aliens inhabiting the Dragon's Triangle want us to think as they continue to zap ships out of existence and chuckling at our expense. Puny humans with your itty-bitty boats. Why don't you go cry all the way back home to mommy at the Bermuda Triangle, Nevada Triangle, spanning over 25,000 square miles of rocky desert between Reno, Fresno and Las Vegas. The Nevada Triangle is widely regarded as the mountainous counterpart to the plane-snatching Bermuda Triangle. In fact, depending on which news site you ask, it's reported that anywhere between 2,000 and 2,000 aircrafts have inexplicably vanished within the Nevada Triangle over the last 60 years. Many of these have never been found. One such plane to go missing that did eventually turn up belonged to the record-setting aviator, Steve Fossett. In September 2007, Fossett and his airplane mysteriously disappeared somewhere in the Sierra Mountains, right in the heart of the Nevada Triangle. Fossett was a highly experienced pilot who held the title as the first person to fly solo around the entire world non-stop in 2005, so his Nevada Triangle flight should have been a walk in the park. Officials found no sign of Fossett and his plane until a year later when a hiker discovered Fossett's ID card and the crash site was recovered a few days later. Sadly, Fossett didn't ever return home. While aviation accidents are often down to human or systems error, many have tried to explain the frequency of disappearances reported in the Nevada Triangle. Some of the wilder theories suggest that UFOs are behind these disappearances, especially since the Nevada Triangle's eastern edge is home to the infamous Area 51. While this is certainly a creepy coincidence, and the mountains and deserts of the region create a fantastic setting for such a tale, there's some more plausible potential explanations to the mystery of the Nevada Triangle. The region contains challenging geographical and atmospheric conditions where high mountain peaks combine with strong Pacific winds to create downdrafts capable of ripping planes right out of the sky. And since the Nevada Triangle is such a vast remote area with extremely uneven terrain, it's unsurprising that many crash sites are never tracked down. Plus, The upper-end statistic of 2,000 disappearances seems to be a wildly exaggerated rumor, with no actual evidence to back it up. Still, looking out into these rolling desert hills, it's hard not to imagine something otherworldly might exist out there. But if it really is out there, I've watched enough alien movies to know we'd better be careful what we wish for. The Zone of Silence. For decades, the Mapimi Silent Zone, also known as the Zone of Silence, has tickled the imagination of folks with an interest in the weirder side of planet Earth. This 30-mile-wide patch of desert in Durango, Mexico, is claimed to possess inexplicable electromagnetic properties that rival those that are rumored to exist in the Bermuda Triangle itself. Allegedly, the area has caused compasses to bizarrely spin out of control, as well as blocking signals from all modern communication devices, like cell phones and plane radios. While you might think plane crashes would occur frequently in this mysterious zone, even stranger flying objects have been discovered here. In 1970, an American missile fired towards a testing range randomly flew 400 miles off course and crash-landed right in the middle of the Zone of Silence. Nobody knows for sure what happened to make the rocket veer so far off course, but some theorize an anomalous magnetic force pulled it into the zone. Some passionate locals suggest that magnetic anomalies like this in the area are caused by a large amount of the mineral magnetite in the surrounding rock, or, potentially, other magnetic materials deposited by meteorites. Indeed, several meteorites are recorded as landing in the zone throughout the 20th century, two of which bizarrely struck the exact same ranch almost 20 years apart. There are even more anomalies in the Zone of Silence according to locals, including weirdly mutated organisms, such as bright purple cacti, which only adds to the zone's extraterrestrial vibes. With all that being said, however, there's a few things to consider. Firstly, several groups of scientists who've been brave enough to actually visit the Zone of Silence for themselves reported no issues with their gadgets or composites. There's also the argument that the infamous American missile could have gone haywire due to human error or faulty equipment. As for the so-called mutated purple cacti, they're really just a species named purple prickly pear, which naturally change shade in response to environmental stresses, like drops in temperature and dehydration. But while the Zone of Silence might have some logical explanations, I doubt they're enough to silence all the die-hard conspiracy theorists out there, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't kind of hope there's something more to this eerie spot. The Mekong River. At first glance, the Mekong River running through the Phon Phisai district of Thailand doesn't appear out of the ordinary, but if you find yourself there at just the right time, you'll find it holds an extraordinary secret that's intrigued locals and tourists for many years. Check this out. Around late October every year, these otherworldly basketball-sized orbs known as Naga fireballs emerge from the river's water. These mystical lights shoot hundreds of feet into the sky before disappearing in the blink of an eye, and while they may look like fireworks, their appearance is a true mystery. According to local legend, the fireballs come from the breath of giant serpents known as Naga. These mythical beasts are said to slumber in the murky depths of the river and only awaken around late October each year to honor the end of Buddhist Lent with their fiery breath. Since these legendary creatures are yet to be sighted in real life, some scientists suggest that the fiery orbs are actually methane or phosphine bubbles created by decomposing matter on the riverbed. When the methane contacts the airborne oxygen above the water surface, there's a small chance it can spontaneously ignite, flying high into the atmosphere before suddenly burning out. While you might think a natural explanation makes the most sense, skeptics question how it's possible that the fireballs recur at such an exact time of year, and note the statistical unlikeliness of such frequently repeated ignitions. Another argument is that the suspiciously precise timing of the Naga fireballs might mean the whole thing is a carefully planned hoax, and fired by flare guns, or using tracer rounds to drum up tourism. Still, for some, the presence and movement of the fireballs doesn't quite seem to line up to a satisfactory degree with either explanation. All I know is, if I ever visit the banks of the Mekong River, I'm packing a methane gas mask and Godric Gryffindor sword, just in case an old Naga snake does decide to finally reveal themselves. La Bomba. Now that we've seen one river that shoots fire into the sky, how about one where the water itself burns with lethal heat? Hidden deep within the Amazon rainforest in the Puerto Inca province of Peru, flows the mystical Shanay Timpishka, also known as La Bomba. The temperature of this 4-mile section of the Amazon River somehow ranges between 113 and 212 degrees Fahrenheit, heats that could easily cause third-degree burns with just 1 second of contact. While its name translates to boiled by the heat of the sun, the true source of Chennai Tempishka's heat is shrouded in mystery. You see, other boiling water bodies are always located near volcanoes and heated by magmatic systems. One example is the Chinese Spring situated within the magmatic hotspot of Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming, USA. The strangely bright orange color around this geyser is caused by bacteria known as thermophils which thrive in high temperatures. Combined with the contrasting blueness of the boiling pool, it almost looks like an interdimensional portal that I'll bet any pilot would be nervous to fly over. But unlike the Chinese Spring, La Bomba isn't brightly colored, nor is it located in a magmatic area. In fact, the nearest volcano to La Bomba, known as Carhuairazo, is more than 400 miles away. The best explanation we have is that rainwater seeps extremely deep underground further upstream, where it's heated by rock skirting the very edge of the Earth's mantle before resurfacing through cracks in the Earth joining the river. While the theory certainly could hold water, and I'm a big fan of thermal spas, it's probably best to simply admire this hot tub on steroids from a distance. Bridgewater Triangle. Spanning 200 square miles between Abington, Freetown, and Rehoboth in southeastern Massachusetts, the Bridgewater Triangle is our next big Bermuda contender. While the Bermuda Triangle is mostly associated with disappearances, this perplexing polygon is filled with stories of terrifying appearances. The area has been home to countless reports,